ran like 220, 230.
Yeah.
I already read that. You want me to read it to you?
Oh, is this what we're gonna be doing?
No, but I can tell them that you read it already.
You haven't gotten my branch yet, though. Is that Friday?
Yep.
Okay.
He
I
says
figured
there's a
it must
whole
be
lot of
like-
those goofy
It's
names
pretty well
in
dead
there.
now, at least.
Yeah.
Should be easy. What was he working on the sewers, cleaning out the mud today?
The Parkinians.
Yeah.
He was.
Can you borrow my glasses, Steve?
Yep. You know, my residents of Mesopotamia.
How are you?
Okay.
I gotta see that later.
Double check.
I get bifocals this time, so.
I forgot my glasses at home.
You did?
So you can.
Yeah, did you get the null lines?
You wanted to just kind
You're gonna read it.
I'll read it.
Don't worry, I got fell down the steps the first time I did.
With a hard.
So I used to have bifocals, that I looked through the bottom of my
Yeah.
I
glasses,
forgot my water.
and the steps did this to me. I'm like, whoa!
I knew.
Thankfully I had a hold of it.
We're not worried.
Do our best.
That one that's like 150 or something.
Yeah, every gun.
That's a lot of square foot.
No, the extra gun.
Yeah.
I do.
More than that.
May I have a keys?
Here I
Like
have some
the
deeds.
Jensen's and
In here.
Richie Fred's, that real deal at travel.
Oh.
Are they good?
Oh, I like it.
We just wanted
Go in
to
there and get it.
see what it cost.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Am I allowed?
I don't know why you're not.
You know, that rock that you
I
pick
don't
up,
think you have to worry, Jeannie.
put that down.
Well, yeah, you have a whole bag.
Well, what's on?
All of it out there.
What are they? Church
What's
lights?
I'm not trying to be mean, but this is like old people candy.
Are they church?
Yeah.
This is like what my grandma used to have.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, like old people candy.
My grandma had pink ones, though.
People haven't got it, they put it everywhere.
The long chalky. It's like what?
They're experiments.
It's like what? Old people candy. Sorry, you not old people
You want an
candy.
extra one, Whitney?
Keep our council member happy here.
Yeah, keep them happy.
Can't get in there to find it. Is there anything we can do with all?
Gun's way better than sorry, Gigi.
That's okay. I know,
I've never had one.
I just stick these in here.
This is ridiculous.
As long as the woods and I was always told.
Thanks for delivering that today, Carol.
Oh, no problem. I bet you were so happy, weren't you? Did Randy have it all done?
I said, is there anything I need to really read over? I read a few things after I got home.
Yes.
But they are here. But they're so good this week.
They are.
Even if
Can you read this now?
No,
Oh, that's
I can't read it here.
to where you're at,
I
you
can't read it
deliver.
there.
I
Oh
can
my
tell
God.
you, it's 40,000.
They're already
Oh,
For
goodness.
this man,
There's,
and I think
this week is
and
so
we can
good,
also
like, you want me to tell you this
gravel
week?
the
You're looking at
frost
couple
on
cookies?
cement on the
Oh,
grass.
yes.
I don't know. if
This week
Well, that
is
Person,
That's not.
chocolate chip, which is okay, snickerdoodle,
Snowballs.
it was already.
buttermilk
Maybe some,
pancake,
yes.
orange dreams creamsicle, lemon blueberry, blackberry, sorry, lemon blackberry, and iced oatmeal.
What is that?
Cookies.
I have all the recipes if you want them.
Crumble.
That's what.
They're crumble cookies!
No, I have the crumble cookie
When
recipe.
they swept, which we.
I want
did
crumble
too.
cookies! But they're crumble
That's when
cookie
a lot
recipes.
came on.
She can't.
Yeah.
Randy would like that oatmeal frosted oatmeal.
I know, and you know what? Dave's been.
Okay.
I haven't read.
Why would you, I never had to cross it.
And my grass is.
You know that? I've never had to cross
I
it.
don't know.
Randy
It's a
gets
big
those like the deli grocery store, like a little like
So
about
that's why I'm wondering, do
You love those
they
things.
need to put it into the gutters? Can we keep it away from the gutters?
I mean, that's like this,
I don't know.
about dinos.
These guys.
Dinos used to have really good cookies.
They could do that.
Everybody ready? All right, let's call the meeting to order with roll call. Steve Herron,
Here.
Carol Uncomb, Jay Jones,
Lexi Murphy,
Here.
Jean Hunrow,
Here.
and Brenda Cruz.
Here. Let's make a quorum. All right, so just a refresher on a consent agenda. Do you guys still remember how to do that? It's gonna save us time. If you have questions about anything on there, which we do have an adjustment to make to letter A. We have the May 2nd regular meeting minutes also ready for your review, which have been in there. And so that is an addition. If you have any other questions, they can be answered before you make the motion to and vote as well. Or if you choose to, you can also pull it from the consent agenda and have it into further discussion.
Is somebody from the Jamboree coming?
I got you.
Oh, you got me, okay.
It's the same as last 2 years, really, I guess.
I like it that you're using both sides of the paper.
Trying to save some trees, since we're taking so many down. So, yes, the street changes or closures are for the 5K at the thing, it's Bertha from Maine to Rutledge from 8 a.m. to 9:30. And then this parade route is still along Main Street from Bertha to Commerce, and then North Mickley around to the City Park, and East Commerce from Main to Clark. Same as always.
Same as always.
Same as
And
always.
then do we not need to approve the agenda for the,
That's there too.
so why am I looking at that? I don't see that.
That's right at the top. So your consent, one motion and one vote approves all 4 things if you wanted to. But you have to look at your claims list, you have to look at your minutes, if there are any additions or corrections, you can make those. I
did notice on, can I talk now? On May 2nd,
Yes.
that vicious dog ordinance, I think it's in there right, but that second paragraph is kind of, it's like this was, items was referred. I don't think that's quite what they want right there. I think just to maybe straighten out the English a little bit,
Okay.
so maybe just kind of update that one.
It's hard to,
There it is.
yeah, it's hard to tell which one was May 2nd because it's front and back and you don't have it labeled either.
May 2nd should be labeled.
Yeah, it is on the
Mhm.
page.
Not on
And
mine.
the pages are numbered.
But like, up on the thing up here, it doesn't say May 2nd.
Oh,
'Cause that's your back page, right?
yeah,
Hers was, that was 2 pages.
6.
that's okay.
With claims, yes, and it did have claims in it too, which makes it 3 full pages.
And then
Because that was our first of the month one.
I also have another one on, that would have been on the May 16th one,
Okay.
and that is on page 3, where we're talking about the bush lots. The first part, to sell it to them and do the bush covenant stipulations to apply, but to be completed by the original expiration date is not true. We were gonna give them, I think, I pulled it up in the paper and
I
it says.
thought we just gave them until the original date.
To get it into their
To
name.
To get it into their name, and then you can give them an extension.
Okay, but that's not the way I would read that.
That's not how I look at that.
What page is that on, Carol?
Page 3.
And I never saw, I thought I put in that motion too, that the city would not be charged
You
anything.
do, I've got the thing here. Jones made the motion to sell it privately as the buyers agreed to sign a contract with the city establishing a timeline to build. So do you feel then maybe that's how we want to put it?
Yeah, because it,
Because it's looking like they have to go to August and then they gotta be done, and there's no way, of course.
no, because we can always do the extension.
Yeah, they're just filing.
So they have to have the
Purchase has
original
to be done.
date, the original price, the original date, whatever they would do. But then they can always apply for an extension.
Okay, I
So
just
the
did
same
one.
stipulations all apply.
Okay, and that's, see, and the way I read it, if it was the same, then they had to be done by August, and of course we know that's not true.
Yeah.
No, they can't
Yeah.
transfer land, but they gotta have it started by then, don't they?
I don't
Well,
know.
just the
The
extension.
sale has to be.
The
The
sale.
The sale has
And
to
they're
be
gonna-
done by
Yeah.
August.
So the new
Otherwise
party
it comes
is
back to the
coming
city.
to us
Yes.
to make the new,
And I thought I added that motion too, that the city would not, could not be charged for anything, they had to pay for any and the city could
You
recoup.
did say that
Recoup
night.
the,
I
recoup the
know.
cost of anything that. the
Being we
city-
were letting them
yeah.
do it.
You mean like closing costs and?
Closing costs.
Yeah,
and
that would be all.
Well,
Yeah.
with that paperwork that they're gonna have for, that have to sign, do we have to have our attorney look at that and write something up, or do
I
we
think they
already
just
have
go by
some?
the old rules.
They go by
don't
the old one, right?
They'll come to us, the new buyer will,
Yeah,
and bring that, and
yeah,
then
and
we'll get a
we
new
can just
contract.
go off that. And they have to go by the original covenants of the,
Correct.
Yeah.
Bush
Of the-
original,
of building.
Bush rocks
Yeah.
covenant, yeah, that covenant thing. So you think this is okay then? I
So-
really kind of,
This means that the sale of the land be completed by
Right.
the original.
yes,
Yeah.
okay.
We just want
Okay.
so that it exchanges
Okay.
the hands.
As
before
long
that-
as everybody's on the same page there, I just didn't want any, to me it was kind of confusing, so I thought, well,
Okay.
I'll bring it up.
Yeah, the sale, I think that's how it was supposed to be. The sale was completed by the original expiration of the contract.
Okay, and to be completed by, so, okay, if you guys feel that that's, okay, I'm okay. Let me see if I had any more. Nope, that was it.
Okay. Any other revisions or adjustments to the minutes? Or questions or comments on the claims list? Which you all
I guess
have
the only
additional
other
claims.
thing on Molly's, we never put the date that she had to be out. Do we need to do that? Revise or?
It has, there is a date, Alan. We
Says
did
30
that
days
from.
on
Okay.
Yeah,
Just in the notes here, it didn't,
yeah,
Right.
I don't know.
so.
Does anybody know how that's coming?
We do have some sort of information, yes, that's still June 5th, had.
have you seen anything advertised for her closing?
No.
I haven't either. I saw she had a couple racks for sale.
Yeah, she's advertising.
Did she? I haven't seen
It's
them.
$1 an item.
Oh,
Sale.
okay. Anyway, what's the claim?
Fill your house up.
I don't, let's see, oh my God, that's right, we do it all at one time, don't we?
It's weird that it's on like paper, not
Any questions on claims? Besides the costly wheel loader tires, somebody?
Yeah, I see that, that's kind of cool. Kelly
Gotcha
Crockett,
one.
LA,
what's the salt and sand mix that we get from the county? Where do you use that? To fill in holes and stuff, or what?
Wintertime?
Oh, you use it then, but you just got
To
some now
sand.
then, or you
No,
own them?
we're just paid for what we got this winter.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay,
all one big ticket.
okay.
Okay.
And we do our own vegetable killing, I mean, that's what we got from the hardware store. I thought Bunkers did a bunch of that for us, or don't they?
They don't do all of it.
Don't they? Okay.
I mean, they spray our grass, but they don't,
They don't do any other areas, is that what you're saying?
like, we got weeds in the sidewalks, or for now, we got weeds in the backstop of the ball field we gotta spray, or have been sprayed and stuff like that, or
Okay.
cracks in the street, we spray.
In the substation.
Substation, we gotta spray.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to know where you were putting it, or where it was going, if Bunkers was doing any of it, but they just do our yard, like the park and stuff
They
like
do the
that.
grass, yeah.
Do they do all the boulevard then and everything, or no?
Yep.
Okay,
oh, that's for, fire.
that was my couple questions.
What was the Scott Bernard Vineyard?
It was $20. Is that what it is?
It was 7116.
Oh, that was for electrical, deposit reimbursement.
Any questions on claims report or additional claims?
What's that Lexi pole?
That is fire department training.
I can explain that if everybody wants.
I didn't go to that. Okay. Is that your guys' new online training
Yeah.
that you guys offer.
Okay.
And now half of that sewer jet, Kelly, who are we with? Is it Heartland?
Partly.
That's what I thought.
Anybody doesn't have any more questions, we could entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. Would you like to pull an item for further discussion? You can do so as well.
I will make the motion for the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, so moved by Lexi, seconded by Jean to approve the consent agenda with the additions and corrections we've already discussed. Any further discussion on any one of those items or all of them? No? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? All in favor. The consent agenda passed. All right, our next item is the resolution to approve Kelly Top Superintendent of Utilities as designated representative of City of Plano Municipal Utilities Inc. Hewlett as the alternate for the Vector Agency. And this is the safety, want to talk about that a little bit, but they have an annual meeting coming up at the end of the month. And we have a previous employee who's not here on that.
Chris used to be the
Chris was.
representative and I used to be the alternates.
I will make the motion to approve Kelly. Oh, sorry, do we want to talk about that?
No, it's a
Oh,
resolution.
approve
Resolution, yeah.
But don't we have to read one?
I got one here. Here's the official resolution to read out loud so for your consideration. Whereas the City Council of the City of Paullina, Iowa has entered into an agreement to establish the Vector Agency and as a member thereof is entitled to a representative who shall represent the city and the agency. Now therefore be it resolved that Kelly Top is hereby authorized and appointed as the representative of the City of Paullina, Iowa to represent the city and the business of the Vector Agency with the powers, duties, and responsibilities as provided in said agreement. The alternative representative, Kaden Hewlett, is hereby authorized and appointed with equal powers.
I'll make
That's
that.
it.
Yes,
Yes.
make that a motion.
All right, so Lexi has made the initial. Do we have support?
I'll second.
And support from Jay. Let's go a roll call vote for that.
Steve Herron,
Yes.
Carol Hancock,
Yes.
Jay Jones,
Yes.
Lexi Murphy,
Yes.
Jean Enra,
Yes.
all ayes.
Ayes, thank you. Resolution approved. Number 4 resolution is to approve myself as this, to sign the notice of expiration of right of redemption for the Johnson property.
Do we need like an alternate or anything for something like this, or no?
It's just a one signature thing and then it's turned in, so
Oh,
it's just
that can
like,
be done.
it's no meetings or anything,
No.
it's just, it's like 4 pages, but, do you want me to read that one too?
I can read it.
You want to read it for us? Thank you. Whereas, oh, you got the whereas one?
Yeah, no, I don't.
I need this.
Do you
right
have,
out loud.
do you have one?
Don't you have that one?
No, we have none of this.
None of
I'll
us
try to
are.
read it.
I don't think you had it
Is it
when you
small
did
to
this,
print?
did you?
No,
I didn't think so.
then that's coming.
I can hold that for them.
Need to hold it?
Yeah, right, we got all of it back there. Cheating.
I resolve whereas the city of Paullina is the holder of tax deed for the property located at 403 East Broadway Street, which has the following legal to wit. Blocks 1 and 2 in Harker and Green, first edition to the town of Paullina, Iowa. Whereas 9 months has passed from the date of sale made under Iowa Code, section 446.18, and the city of Paullina intends to provide a notice of expiration of the right of redemption under the code section 447.9. Now be it resolved by the council of the city of Paullina, Iowa. The council of the city of Paullina, Iowa hereby adopts a resolution to authorize Mayor Brenda Eagle Cruz to sign a notice of expiration of right of redemption pursuant to Iowa Code Section 447.12. Passed and approved this day of June 6th. So that's my motion.
That's his
I'll
motion.
second.
In there. Okay, Lexi seconded. And then that will be a roll call vote as well.
Steve Herron,
Yes.
Carol Hancock,
Yes.
Jay Jones,
Yes.
Lexi Murphy,
Yes.
Jean Enra.
Yes.
All ayes.
All right, resolution approved.
You did.
Did very well.
I don't know if you got all the words, but
Yeah.
it sounded okay.
All right, your next one is a resolution to approve Drew Workmeister to fill the vacancy on the library's Board of Trustees, which, if anyone needs a copy of that page on out of the ordinance book, it says a vacancy of board position shall become vacant if the trustee moves permanently from the city or is absent from 6 consecutive regular board meetings, except in the case of illness or temporary excused absence from the city. 2 vacancies shall be filled by appointment of the mayor with council approval, and the new trustee shall fill the unexpired term for which the appointment is made. So this is my appointment suggestion to you for Drew Workmeister to, if council approves.
I will make the MO.
Who left?
That I cannot.
It's been empty for quite some time.
Oh, it has. Okay, I knew we put one in earlier, I thought.
I will make
Directly applies.
the resolution that we accept him on the board.
I'll second.
Okay, moved by Lexi, second by Carol. Is there any further discussion about Drew or the library board vacancy? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You need a roll
As a
call?
resolution.
Oh, sorry, roll call, yep, roll call, you're right. Nice to see you.
Steve Herron,
Yes.
Carol Hancock.
Yes.
Jay Jones.
Yes.
Lexi Murphy.
Yep.
Jean Enra.
Yes.
All ayes.
All right, resolution passed. Put that to Drew. All right, number 6, the resolution to appoint the new zoning administrator director. So previously, it was Sandy Fritz, and that is, I think, that was that one. And so it was in your packet.
It was.
Yeah. The employee committee, oh yeah, zoning enforcement. So I gave you a copy of where it talks about the zoning administrator role, and then this was from the employee committee recommendations, and then the minutes that had that approved. It's on that second page of that, but you didn't have the date unless I gave you both, so that's for your information and discussion. And obviously, doesn't necessarily have to take action tonight if you want to discuss it further, but it's a role that needs to be filled
Yeah.
relatively quickly.
I can be one if somebody wants.
We
to.
used to
I'm ready
always
to.
have the council approve all these. I don't know what changed to
Well, it changed when we got.
the planning and zoning commission.
Yes.
I didn't remember that until I seen that we had one that in 19 is when we did it.
Right.
So, do you think that it should be the clerk, or should we talked about maybe getting an administrator, somebody, that, we had a lot of problems with discrepancies. And I don't know if we need to really look at somebody that can understand more of it, or, because there's been quite a few of them that we've had problems with.
Well, and not just that, it should be somebody that's available on a regular basis.
Yeah.
That can, if there would be any questions, that could be able to talk to, I believe it's Darren and Spencer.
Yeah, Darren, we got him.
And make that, that communication with him, but somebody that could do it on a regular basis if, and as needed.
Do you have anybody in mind, or?
Who was on that committee that we said was a possibility?
Board of Trustees.
That would have been I suppose you could go housing maybe? What was our housing committee?
That's me and
Yes.
Gene, isn't it?
Okay, I don't know if you guys would be interested in it.
So all we have to do is,
No, but you're not gonna be always
So-
gone either, I mean, you'll be back.
so all we have
Yes,
to do
finance and
is,
economic
is,
development.
is, okay them, or do we just
You
check
would have to
them?
go over them, make
Go
sure
over.
that they're over
I
there.
can do that, I
Yeah.
can,
If you did them once a week, that would.
Yeah.
I mean, I can help with it since I'm right in town too.
yeah,
I
I,
can
you know, I
help.
don't get home till later, but I
Say
can still do
Jay
it at
and
night
Jean,
and
yes,
stuff.
technically.
I can help you, Jay.
Yeah,
And this would
Yeah.
obviously be an interim
yeah,
situation.
if Kelly can help us
At
too,
least
then
until-
he's the one
Maybe
who's
we
really
get a
good.
city
You go check
administrator,
it out.
yeah, you.
Check.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of
And
them
if they
are,
wanna give it
a
up,
lot of
then-
them are pretty
Yeah,
cut and dry.
basic, yeah.
They're sure straightforward.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to make sure that they fall under the zoning.
Zoning. But,
rules.
but they still,
Ordinances.
they still have to go in front of the zoning commission.
No.
don't they?
No.
Unless
That's
there's
a problem.
problems.
This is the first, so you get the first like right of refusal.
Oh, okay. I
You
thought
review it.
everything went to the planning zoning first.
That's
No.
only if
It
something's
is.
got,
If there's
if
a
something goes against
concern
what the
Oh, okay.
rules say.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
they
that's what they
want
did
to
then, that it went to
Then it
planning zoning
escalates.
first and then they kicked it down to.
No.
Yeah,
there's
if
a
they wanna
variance.
build the garage right on the property line,
Yeah.
then you would have to go
Okay.
to the board.
variance, yeah.
And we have, and that one guy from Spencer
Yeah,
answers
Darren.
all of our questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it falls under the zoning ordinance and everything is okay, then it can be.
Yes.
Then it can be approved by the,
Right, and you just tell them that they got,
Oh.
it says that kind of the back of that sheet and stuff too, according to the dollars. So,
I can do it, I
So-
probably, if I could have help with like Gene.
I'll help you, Jay.
Do you want that as part of your committee duties? You
Yeah.
Take that on an
Sure.
interim
On
right
an
now,
interim, yeah.
interim basis. Appreciate that.
Until we get, probably until we hire
right,
Someone hired.
somebody.
we'll see.
So we want to make a temporary
I will make the temporary motion, or I'll make the motion for a temporary for for Jay and Jean to be the
I've
zoning
known Jeff for a long time.
administrator and director.
Okay, so we have new administrator, director,
As long as that
or
don't
one or
get
the
dog
other.
catcher.
I don't know, what do we wanna say?
Do you want them both to agree? Do you want them to, one or the other?
Both of them. Work
Well,
together.
Or both.
Or, and or just
And or.
And or,
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
if one's not available, then the other one.
And or.
Right.
All right,
And then,
and sometimes you can talk
then
about
one
it too.
person
Yeah.
can do it there, the other
Right.
person can
Yeah.
do it.
So, yeah, we
You
can
only
talk
have one
about it.
signature,
Okay.
but one
Yeah.
run of you, yeah.
Sure.
And this needs to be a resolution then also.
correct.
Probably.
To match what was done previously, apparently that is, what needs to be stayed at least for now.
For a temporary.
Yeah, even for temporary, I don't know, but,
I made the motion, I don't know.
Okay, I'll second that resolution.
okay, so let's see. Moved by Steve, to appoint a new temporary zoning administrator slash director in a co-committee situation of Jay and Jean, and or Jay and Jean. All in, any further discussion on that at this time?
Do I have to abstain from that vote, Gene and I, or
Yeah.
Yes, we'll roll call it, so yes, we should do roll call too.
all abstain?
So we say, okay.
I'll abstain.
Two abstentions noted, so roll call for the rest when you're ready.
Steve Aaron,
Yes,
Carol Hunkell,
Yes.
Lexi Murphy,
Yes.
3 ayes and 2 abstains.
That is approved. Thank you folks for stepping in on that. Okay. This paper here. Okay, so we do have some people here that I know want to move on, and these aren't necessarily, don't have to be in the order they are listed here. We just want to list everybody so that you know who's responsible for what, and that we do want reports from you on a semi-regular basis, especially if you're meeting and having discussions. I know some of you have, but can we jump to fire right now, if that's okay with you as well for your report? If you would like to give us an update, Fire Chief?
Okay. So, I met with Jean and Carol last week, and we talked about our phone at the fire station. We've been paying for years for a phone at the fire station that never rings. So,
You can have mine.
well, yeah. So what we discussed is due to the nature of my job, I would like to list the fire station as my primary phone number and then I'd call forward to my cell phone. So I talked to Gary up at TCA. It's $1.80 a month for that feature, plus the little bit of long distance fee that would come with that. I don't anticipate a lot of phone calls, but what's nice about this feature too is say I go on vacation and wanna put one of my assistant chiefs in charge, then I can put their phone number in. So, cause the big reason I'd like to do this is so we're more readily available to get a hold of, and it's a single number to remember instead of a whole collection, and then this can get passed from chief to chief. So.
It's the same thing we use for on-call.
For the city guys. I think it sounds like a
Yeah.
good deal.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a good deal.
Yeah.
And then we can reimburse you for
We need.
turning it thing in like once even on a month, it'd be a pain in the butt when we're.
Well, I think he can just take it out of his budget,
Yeah,
Yeah, take it out of the budget.
yeah, I already have
Okay.
a line for that.
a line item for
Oh,
phone.
cool.
But just
So-
wanted to get it
So,
covered,
yeah.
just actually approved.
Yeah, I just wanted to get it
Yep.
officially through, so everybody is aware of what's going on instead of seeing something, so.
Do I need to make a motion for that? Or do we need to wait?
I don't know that we need to.
Okay.
I think it's just,
Yeah.
being he's taking it out of his budget,
Yeah.
I think we should be
Yeah, it's
okay.
nothing.
Perfect.
So too.
So,
So,
yeah,
I think that's the big thing.
so the other thing we talked about is in previous years, the fire department was filling swimming pools by donation. And nobody's come directly and asked questions, but I've just heard through the grapevine that there was questions, and so yeah, I'm available to ask any questions that anybody might have on how we do that.
I guess how does swimming pool work? How does it, do you guys just go out and do one a night, two a night?
It all kind of depends, like how many people call them at one time.
Is it gonna be easier if you guys be like, okay, this Saturday and this Saturday, this is the only time we're
Well-
doing pools?
Yes and no, that works, but it doesn't work, you know. For me, I can do it just about any time with my job.
Right,
Since I just work overnights, I typically am available 7 days a week.
right.
So
Where do you get the water from?
we fill from the city,
From the city?
Yeah.
So-
Plus, you said you visited with Kelly about
Yeah,
it, so
and-
he knows that you're doing it, or I
yeah.
guess you knew
We've
about it.
talked to Kelly, I've talked to Kelly, kind of on the general cost of it, and it's, yeah.
Like, you wanna keep doing it, or is
Yeah,
it like,
I want to, but, I mean, like I said, there was some questions kind of in the background, so I just don't want any,
Problems?
What's
We-
your distance traveled to the nearest?
oh, we just do in town,
Just in
Good to
town.
know.
just in town,
you don't go out of town?
no,
No, okay.
no.
And then you would determine whether, like last year, we had a drought,
Yes,
and so we were concerned about water usage,
Yeah.
so that,
yeah.
I mean, you would determine that.
Yeah, I mean, like last year when the city posted their, you know, please limit water, we cut it off. I mean, we're very willing to work with the city, you know, on determining if we're having water issues. So,
Do you end up
Would it
having to
feel
go back
faster
to
down
people?
there at,
no,
Don't you fill them usually?
no.
Usually it's done, they probably just
Yeah,
refill
usually
themselves.
that's one and done, and if they need it topped off, they use their hose, so.
That's what I figured,
Yeah.
okay.
Do they just give you donations, I'm
Yeah,
assuming?
they just do a donation to the, our biggest reason we're doing it is PR, you know, try to have, and then, you know, get our trucks out and exercise them, because that's the biggest sin of our equipment, is it sits. so.
Get new water in it.
Get the pumps going.
Get the pumps going and
Yeah,
new water in it.
Yeah.
Nice. You guys put something in the water when it sits there, or just,
No,
no?
no, usually, I mean, we typically move it enough. I
Okay.
mean, at the beginning of the year, we rinse out the tank and make sure there's no leak water in it, or Premier water.
Have you guys heard, I'm gonna bring this up real quick. Have you guys heard about your new pumper?
Our new truck, no.
Go ahead, tell her.
What's,
Well, he won't email me back now.
Oh,
why not?
We had a lovely conversation and that was the end of it, so.
They're still getting it though.
Yeah, we're still getting it.
Oh,
He just did not like,
He didn't like.
Was tired of you asking about it, basically?
well, pretty much all our townships have put in their money and now I have townships coming to me, hey, we gave you all this money, so where's
Where's
our
our
truck?
truck?
So I'm like, I'm not taking heat constantly for,
right.
Well, that's
So-
part of their business,
Yeah.
to take heat,
yeah,
you know, if they're
so.
out.
So yeah, he didn't like my not so nice email that I gave to him and that was it. So,
But you're thinking like August, weren't you thinking
yeah,
that maybe?
it's still slated for August, so.
Does this, some city employee need to confer with him then from now on, or?
No, we haven't got that far yet.
I don't know, if somebody here.
Ryan, tell him your committee is really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I mean, part of this is kind of expected trouble because we went with a huge corporate, I mean, Pierce Fire Apparatus is a huge corporation, so, I mean, it's not a mom and pop thing, so we're just a little fish in a big pond,
Yeah.
so yeah. And I mean, the big thing is I have no idea if they're having material shortages or anything, so. So yeah. But. Yes, I'm kind of a pester to them, so.
You're just a concerned citizen.
Yep,
Well,
exactly.
we want to get it going, but,
Yeah.
so.
You're a customer.
And your golf outing for the fire department and
Yes.
ambulance, I'm guessing?
Yes, the Plano Emergency Services Golf Outing is
July 23rd, you said?
July 23rd.
For what? Oh, the golf tournament. Yeah, I'm in that.
Yeah,
Yep.
so, and it's all posted now
Oh, okay.
on, it's Facebook official, so.
Okay, sounds good.
What was the date?
July 23rd.
July 23rd, okay.
Why? My mom.
They have their,
Tractor trailer.
Oh, yeah, the route, she's out, yeah. I can
So, yeah.
actually drink at this end.
I guess if anybody else has questions, I'm all ears.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us a quick report on the fireman's breakfast?
Oh, yeah, our breakfast, it was slightly damp. But, very good turnout. We were pretty much average on turnout, so.
Good.
There's some very busy points between downpours, so. Yeah, which I'm absolutely thrilled, so.
I do have a suggestion, but I'm not gonna say it now. I gotta ask you about it.
Oh,
It's just an idea.
yeah. We're always open, I mean, we're open for ideas always because,
Taylor said if you wanna ask you, I have to ask you, so.
yeah. Because one of the things that drives me nuts the worst is we've always done it that way.
I know, and they don't want
Yep.
change.
Well, we did it this way.
Yeah, it's been good.
This way.
Yeah,
I know, we all hear that.
yeah. So yeah, no, our breakfast went good.
Food was good like usual.
Oh, definitely.
And pies.
Bake
Those
sale.
of you got some baked goods. Any other further questions for Ryan, or we will let him go on to his next meeting
Were you on another one?
after that? All right, thanks,
You
Ryan.
busy boy.
Yeah,
Thanks, Ryan.
no problem.
I'll text you my
Give us a
idea.
holler
I
when you
wonder
need
about,
us.
let us know, and we want to get together with the emergency thing maybe later.
Oh, yeah.
Did you talk
Sorry.
to Jared?
So we've been working on the emergency operations plan, and I just suggested we put it on hold because depending on what happens with the roles in the city office, there's no need of redoing all that
Right.
again,
True.
so,
And we basically have it pretty well set up, I think.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's pretty well, I mean, good to go, so I just suggested we wait until that's more solidified and then re-edit it once instead of twice. So, and if anybody wants the 31 attachments, I can send them to you.
No, thank you.
We'll give it to Brendan for reading material on our
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, because if you haven't got a copy, I can get you a copy.
I feel like I do
Since-
have a copy, but I'll,
Since you're Madam Mayor,
Send me
you
an
need to make sure you have that.
fair enough.
Put that in that stack with those other ones.
Stuff to fall asleep by. Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Move on. Okay, let's go with, Ally, I'll put you in up here next. Superintendent of Utilities has a written report for you. Pull out some of the highlights or read all of it aloud for us.
What do you want me to do?
Or do we have any questions for him?
Just do the highlights.
Yeah.
So on there.
We got the siding at the ballpark fixed up from where all the baseballs hit it. We had some used stuff that we put in there. We got the cold storage cleaned out, so we can park the mower and pickup and stuff in there. We had an outage at the ballpark, and we ended up changing out 3 cutouts the next day, just so, because they were all old ones that need to be changed out. The flower pots, we got that done, and then we took them into, because it was supposed to freeze. Then we put them back out in the wrong spots, because there were shade ones and there were sunny ones, and then we had to rearrange them again.
But they're still alive.
They're still kicking.
That is important.
That's the rearranging.
Yes.
Can I ask a question? Great, thanks. The city hall attic for leaking, you fixed that? What was wrong with it?
The what?
They attempted it, it did
Yeah.
not.
They don't.
Oh,
It didn't work.
oh,
Don't want to
okay.
wait for the rain, you mean?
Yeah.
After.
That was on the
Way
back
too-
page, sorry.
Way too easy.
The city hall.
There was a
Yeah.
nice rain and it didn't
Is
leak
it
in, but
long?
the next rain it did.
Oh, okay.
We were hopeful, but.
Good job.
Got the mower spray, or fixed, or, fixed the sprayer. Terminated a tie on North Mickley up by Gene's house that has just been a bare wire for probably 10 years or so.
Wow.
Got downtown painted, city park painted, crosswalks all painted downtown, or around
They look great.
town.
Yeah.
I mean, it just about was too bright.
Right? Yeah. That looks nice.
Looks very good.
Got the substation sprayed for weeds again. Had a garage door spring break, we fixed that. Cleaned the parking at the Swanson, trim trees at Swanson.
But Hatterman did his own, right?
Oh,
Darren Hatterman did his own, right?
yep.
Yeah, probably did.
We got all our tested, or rubber goods tested. We usually sent them in and they were gone for, I don't know, 6 weeks. Half of our stuff was gone for probably 3 months out of the year. We'd send half in and then get it back and then send the other half in. We had somebody just come and test it here, which looks a lot nicer. Getting ready to put the electric in at Magnuson's and getting ready to put the electric in at the part for where we took out that tent panel for all the inflatables. Finished up truck, replaced some signs, did some grading on Wood Street. And this alley here we've done.
Do you guys ever use any, like, do we buy or do we ever use that, like what the county has out there, like they always said we could? Or no? Like do they ever, do we ever,
The gravel?
yeah,
Or what? We're still using up what we have here, but we
Okay.
will be getting some from them.
from there?
I thought, one of the things that we got in our utility bill a month ago or so, that you were gonna do flushing of sewers. Is that still on the list?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have
Figured it must
flushed
be.
out, one so far.
Okay.
Very good.
Looks good.
Yeah. You've been busy boy.
Well, whose sewers did you guys have to go look at?
Where?
Says you sewer checks at 2 houses.
Oh,
Cedar Island.
The sewer business will fine.
Did they just think it was ours, like the city's fault? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they were just curious.
But it was the house.
It was the house.
Yeah.
No, not for them, perfect. All right, any questions for Kelly? That's great. You want to talk about that other page that you put in front of us for future consideration?
I finally got the quote from Blacktop. I think we only planned on doing like 50,000 this year for streets, but
You were gonna cut it back, I think.
Yeah.
I just got this stuff, I mean, like the, where is it? The Wood Street, out from Harker to Broadway to East Day. That would be like gravel road by Jensen's and whatnot. I just did that just to see what the cost would be, and
Oh boy.
Whoa.
So yeah, that's the bulk of the bid there.
I took that off and then I took the patch on Main Street out and it came to 87,000. The rest of it.
The patch on Main Street, is that up here?
That's
Yeah.
bank,
But we're not doing that.
They,
they're gonna do it.
they were going to do it, I guess.
So I thought.
Yeah,
Well, we
there's
have-
too much traffic on there not to put a good.
It's gotta be a good
It's
one.
gonna-
Well, yeah, there's no
And Rich said,
Dying.
this- Junior said the same thing.
Right,
It's
and
got
there's-
too many heavy
right.
trucks and stuff.
So, yeah.
There's
It
gotta
looked
be
like
some
that street down by
extra.
Zion.
Yeah. So if you take that off, then we'll,
What,
those two.
you said we thought we'd do 50,000?
So
Is
if
there
you took
something
those
in
two,
here
where were you at?
that, no, I see you have Maine, that's out south end of town, that's pretty bad.
where? Maybe?
Maine, Maine,
Yeah, that's maybe.
That one I think needs to be done regardless.
Yeah.
That's the one clear on the south, how about
No,
the south
Maine,
Main?
Maybe.
Mamie.
She's out there.
Maine.
Huh?
Maine.
Mamie. I hope I never have to call the ambulance on Mamie because I'm gonna be like, Mamie.
Don't they just say Maine?
It's not Maine.
Don't they just say that though?
No, it's Mamie.
It is
Maine.
Maine.
I Googled it.
It is
It says
Mamie?
Maine.
Just be Mamie.
Just like the two words stuck together.
Maybe.
Mamie.
Yeah.
Mamie.
Maine.
They spelled it wrong.
Maybe.
Oh, it's
They
supposed to be an
spelled
M?
It's supposed to be an M.
M-A, yeah, it's
Oh,
M-A right
Mamie,
now.
oh, the second one's again?
Mamie.
Yeah, it's
Well, they're
spelled
in
wrong.
there long.
I thought that,
Maine.
on the side,
It said
it's an
Maine.
N, isn't
It's
it?
an M.
Oh, it's an N?
It's an M.
I don't know,
I've driven by that
water
1,000
going around
times. I
about
thought it was
Mamie
bad.
Street. Where's Mamie Street even at?
Southern.
Yeah, very southern street.
Southern,
Yep.
east west
He
road.
is not silent.
Mamie.
No. I always said Maine.
Oh, this is
Because I didn't
Maine,
think you
Daryl.
said it as two words.
No.
No, but it's, I know, but it's still.
Ask who lives there, who lives there and wants to own it, I don't know if
It
they
was
say.
Like Bill Click.
Somebody's name.
Doesn't he live on Mamie?
Yep.
Yeah.
Woo, I'm good, I'm good.
He's one of the very only
Yeah.
one that's actually out of front.
Yeah.
You gotta
Oh,
have an
Scott Colson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
only two that's
Danette
out front.
Meyer.
Well, how about Danette Meyer?
Yeah, Danette
And
Meyer.
that Myers is
Don
on
Myers,
that.
yep.
Yeah,
Those
right.
three.
Those three houses are in
I'm
Mamie.
glad I don't live there.
No, I wouldn't want that.
You
You'd
may
have to get a new
I'd be like,
resolution.
what street is that?
Changing the
That's a
street.
big one.
Maine.
Oh, jeez.
So-
Okay, how about the South Mickley, the East Grove back, what's that?
I mean,
Service
some of that stuff, I mean, if we need to, can be shortened or whatever, and we can just, or I can just have them come in and just do,
Well, right now it's 87,000.
Where do you think our two main ones, these $30,000 ones? Probably the worst ones that need to be done?
Maine to Maple.
Maine to Maplewood.
East Green.
East Green.
What's that? Where's,
That'd be from like Jay Bootsma,
oh,
All the way down by Steve.
no.
No.
the-
Well, it's my street.
Main to
Yes,
Maple.
But it's
It'll
going
be
this
start
way.
at Sean Struby's house and go all the way to Maple Street.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
You know, those, the two, like Mamie and East Green, the two main ones that probably look like they need to be done if they're.
I mean, we can't do anything about this tonight because it's not on the,
Right.
but I mean, you guys can drive around and go look at it too and
Yeah,
see
that's
what you.
Let's all drive around and find Mamie.
Mamie Street.
And then we can look to see what,
Right.
Okay,
This one,
Kind of
okay.
maybe put a priority on it.
so this will be at next meeting. Okay.
I'll stick Randy on that, he likes to do that.
There you go. We're gonna look
check
at
out the
it
streets.
and decide.
Have him rank them in
There
order.
you go.
Deputy street commissioner.
Yeah.
Now, I wondered, and I don't know if we can do anything about it, was all the people that complained about all the rocks. Can we tell them not to get as close to the gutters? Is that a possibility?
That ain't gonna matter. We didn't get them swept up like we could have.
Well, then that spread some of it too.
Can you take your broom and push it back on the street maybe from the
I
gutter?
don't know if that's what's
So
going
then it
on.
packs in. We haven't do
So we
it
don't have
in a
these
while.
complaints.
Needs to be done better.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it wasn't done proper.
Sounds
Well,
like
I didn't know if they just spread out too much closer to the gut, or to the gutters,
No.
or if it
Our
was the sweeper was part
our
of it,
sweeper wasn't working like.
and it was part of it too.
Yeah.
And then the snowplow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I just know we don't
Make
need to
sure
do
it
that
isn't-
again.
it
We've done
isn't-
this so many
Are you
years
gonna
with these
personally think of
people.
all his
but
rocks
it
that
isn't
people want
blacktop
if it
services,
doesn't
that's
happen?
the reason that that's happening. This
You're not volunteering?
streets where the road
Thanks for
broke.
that.
Okay.
And then we got snow.
You need to
Yeah.
just take
Yeah.
the sweeper down it.
Yeah.
Plus, we were probably late getting it
Just
laid
take the
down
skid
too.
loader.
Yep, it was late in the season, I
Yep.
remember that.
So this shouldn't be that problem.
I think more of the problem was the street sweeper. I think it was just
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so,
screwing it up.
So,
Should we really be taking the street sweeper with the rocks though like that though? Can we? Okay.
He's gotta
I
be
didn't know if we
fixing
take
that.
that broom down
You're gonna drive it all the way there and
and
back.
kind of, you know,
And then he
push
flies
it
back.
down in the
And he
pile
likes
too,
it.
not push it after
Never come with
it gets so
me.
settled in.
okay, let's
Yeah,
move on.
sounds good.
All
Okay.
right. And speaking of the committee that is electric, water, sewer, streets and alleys, Jay and Steve, I would like you guys to meet and kind of leave with him what else needs to be done and what, you also have the task of the MRES rate increase that
Oh,
we
yeah,
suggested from
electrical
before.
rates, okay. yeah.
And the Black Hills Energy one, franchise fee. If you can get us those recommendations for how to proceed and to put it on a future agenda.
Sounds good.
Okay, that was a lot. And also I would like to meet with you guys as well, not related to that, but more to develop some sort of, get some housing plans going forward here.
Sounds good.
Okay. And, okay, plan.
I can give you a little bit of a
Yeah.
report on the ambulance.
Thank you.
I did get a hold of Amber, and she thought the power thing was gonna be here tomorrow.
Huh?
The
The
power.
lift cot,
The lift cot,
The cot, yes.
okay.
And she calls it the power load. And it's supposed to be in tomorrow, and she wanted to know if they got it, if she can, where she was putting the bill, and I said, you just bring it in, it'll be taken care of. And they are hoping, Granville is thinking they're gonna get theirs by June 10th. So that's, I said, well, keep us informed if that works. She thought by the 1st, but if we've got that, I think we do have it in the budget, I'm gonna say to her, the 30th of June would sure be better. That we
Right.
could get that in that budget yet,
Yeah.
and not have to do the changing again.
And then we can put ours on the market.
Yes, and then we'll put ours on the market. So that's
And
all
they
I
were
know about
gonna,
them.
Carl was gonna switch the radios out or somebody was, weren't
I
Mm-hmm.
believe so.
Okay, excellent. Anything else on that here?
Brian talked more with Brian Feltman about the fire department. Brian talks like he wants to sell some of that property out there. I can't tell you the size, but he at one time wanted the old fire station, Brian did, but now he says no. And we don't, I guess I talked a little bit to Brenda, and Jean and I feel too that we should keep that. We can probably find something to do with it. if nothing else, there's chamber meetings, there's other meetings, that could be just a place to go. Maybe even like an exercise or a walking area in the wintertime, people have come talked about that. I'm sure we can find uses for it. And then maybe if we do get something set up, maybe have some kind of a fee that helps pay the electrical and stuff. So he is kind of messing with that with Brian. And then we're still looking at what Thor is doing with the Johnson property too. So we'll have to see what would be the best way to go.
That building would almost be nice for us. We could stop heating the old Lens building and we could park our pickups in the
Oh, that'd be
fire
a great
station.
idea.
And we could have
Yeah,
meeting
Yes,
room, break room,
yes,
all that stuff.
yeah.
yes, that would be nice.
Because I know we spend a lot of money heating that Lens.
Yeah.
It's a
Get rid of
money
it.
pit for heat.
Maybe you could use that for something else. I don't know what, but
We could have cold storage in there. I mean, we got stuff sitting outside that could be inside and
that'd be good too.
Yeah.
just clean up the yard a little bit.
That'd
As
be
long as
nice,
it's
yeah.
not outside.
Yeah, I think Brian is talking about getting a building, so our people that are on that committee, if he does, he's gotta have a permit to bring it in and stuff. And I guess and then put some of his junk in there, so. That's the latest I've heard on that.
Sorry.
So I can't think of anything else, can you?
I can't either, it's covered it pretty well.
So, that's about all we got there.
All right, well, speaking of sirens, why don't we let you guys go next if you would?
I think the only thing is, with Officer Morton's graduation, we don't really need that 2011 Crown Vic anymore. It's got about 108,000 on it.
Do you wanna keep it for backup if one of yours goes down?
When we upfit the last one, all the equipment got stripped out of it. So
Oh.
it's just a car now, other than
Oh.
the side graphics.
City one, you
City can't
did
use
use
it.
it?
We got that Equinox, and so.
Yeah, and I mentioned it to Kelly this afternoon, so I think he
Think
maybe
on a
thinking
little
whether
bit, I
they
guess.
have use or not.
Wanna think about it?
But so just, yeah, however you guys want to decide, but we don't need it anymore, so whatever you want to do it with it. It's got snow tires on the back, which I don't, what kind of shape, not the greatest. And never been there because we had worn out.
Well, if you didn't burn out in them.
Well, we've been running them, because
Yeah.
basically it came to the point where it wasn't a patrol car anymore, and we wore out the regular rear tires. We had the snow tires, we put them on just to have something to run it. And it's a patrol car with 108, so it doesn't ride the greatest anymore.
I drove it back and forth 680 all the time for the academy. Yeah, it doesn't have a ride.
It's got a huge motor in it, doesn't it?
V8, 4.6 V8,
I mean, we could
What
run
year is
that.
it?
2011.
What's right in the figure eights?
There you go. It should be pretty sturdy.
Yeah.
What's that?
Demo derby, I said.
Oh,
It's too nice, but I'd be really sad if someone did that one.
Now you're attached, huh?
If you could.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
like I
attached.
say, if
he
wants
was
it.
just talking about maybe putting a bid on it, if that's what you do with it.
Sealed bids,
I think, yeah, that's not a
There you
bad
go.
idea.
Big iron.
Figure it out.
You get rid of all that stuff then.
All
Where's the deal with the road
right,
grader?
Jay and I met
Okay.
about the law room,
yeah.
and I think we agreed that we're just going to leave it, like, they can come in the night before if nobody is using it and decorate it, but they
No
just,
extra charge.
no extra charge, just like
Okay.
we've always done it.
Okay,
And then we also did say that if somebody does call and want to decorate it, we do just need to let them know, like, hey, so we did have somebody come in, call wanting it. You have to just come and decorate the day that your party is,
mhm.
right? Is that what-
Yep. The rules were pretty
Self-explanatory,
self-explanatory.
right.
Yeah, they just need somebody to have straight out rules where it's for,
It's,
the same for everyone.
Right.
And then with the silverware thing,
We said we're not
we
gonna
were
buy
like,
anymore.
you know, they don't have to provide their own silverware when they rent it? We
We
have some,
have
There's
tons
tons
of,
of silverware.
Yeah, there's a lot in
the
there.
People have
plastic
left
stuff
it.
or
No.
oh,
No, real
Real
stuff.
stuff.
Oh, there was something, Brenda said
Yeah.
something about stealing silverware.
That's what was in the
Yeah.
complaint.
Well, they probably put it in a cup or in one of their
Right.
pans and forget about it.
So we said, you know, if it's there, they can use it and they just leave it, otherwise most people bring their own plastic and not all that anyways, so we really didn't think that was really an issue.
And as far as the thermostat, you said you put a cover on it? Or do you, or you don't have a cover on it, you have a program?
A limit.
It's a limit, so you can't go too low and you can't go too high.
Right,
So you can go anywhere within that.
right. And I would just say, you know what,
When we did the voting in the wintertime and stuff, then we usually had to put it up because it was cold.
Yeah,
in
cold.
there.
Right.
But, we put it down.
I mean, usually if nobody's in there, don't we usually have it set at something?
Yeah,
60 something, I think.
yeah, 60s in the,
Winter.
in the
Yeah.
winter and, yeah, 70 in the summer.
Right, so I mean,
But now you gotta keep in mind, as far as the heat is concerned, it's floor heat. So if you're gonna come in the day of your party and think you're gonna turn that thermostat up and it's gonna heat up right away, that ain't gonna happen.
Oh, it is floor heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So
I didn't
then,
either.
I knew it took a
that
while.
needs to be warmed up a day
Right.
ahead of time.
right,
I'm gonna remember that next time we have a lecture.
Yeah. So now the air conditioner is different, but heating is,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
is
either.
not instant.
Maybe
No.
they'll
Yep.
when they found the key.
No, we don't, Carol.
Right.
Yes,
So we also said maybe if somebody did call and they, people, you know, didn't have it, or say I rented it for Saturday and somebody called at 4 o'clock on Friday to rent it, just maybe give them a call, come courtesy and be like, hey, somebody rented it, you can't come in.
Generally what I do is if I don't, they're having a bridal or baby shower,
Right.
what I do is I say, I will call you if you have first right of refusal.
Right.
So I will say, I can't rent it to you now. I would call the person and say, hey, somebody wants it for Friday. Would you like to rent it for Friday or would you like to come in Saturday morning?
Okay.
Oh,
That's generally
okay.
what I do. So I give them first right because I've already told them they could come and decorate.
Uh-huh.
So if they
Okay.
say, no, I don't want to decorate, don't want to pay the $75, I rent it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's a
just
good
keep,
thing.
yep, just keep doing, you know.
Yeah.
Sounds fair. Does it
So
still
that's in
100?
the rental agreement?
Basically, everything is the same.
Nothing's really changed.
No, we looked it over and we
Do you
just,
have a place for the rules, or do you just have a
Yep, it's on
copy
the
here?
wall.
it's, yeah, I was gonna say, it's always on the, it's hanging on the wall.
Okay, I've never looked for it, but.
When they sign, they've got that.
And we make sure they know that they have to read through that and go do it.
Clean
Cause
it all up when
Right.
I'd
they.
like the thermostat and all that too, because you said
Yeah.
that before somebody's not turned it back to where.
I've known when I cleaned, like when I used to clean here, and it wasn't, they didn't come and clean it, I took pictures and I showed them and been like, this is how it was when I got here to clean. So it's up to you guys if you wanna give them their deposit back or not.
Sure.
So, I guess just whoever the cleaning lady is, just have her,
But yeah, but like I say,
Continue that,
Yeah.
yeah, that helps.
I think it's a separate graphic.
You pay 100 and you get 25 back if everything's okay.
yes.
Give it 100 back. If everything's okay, you get the
Well,
whole
you pay,
100.
say.
You pay
75
$175 and you get 100 back.
It's $100 deposit.
Oh, you write 100 for the
You write
deposit.
2 checks.
Oh,
So
it's
just add one for 100.
Okay.
And then I guess the nuisance committee, we will be meeting and changing a few things, we just haven't gotten there yet.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Sounds good.
hopefully maybe by next meeting, we can bring some options.
And we will have to set up our committees to do evaluations of the employees. Kelly's got to do his 4, I guess. You got 4? 3? You do your guys, we do you, we do Whitney. That's it.
And then you guys do the police officer and
The mayor does.
The mayor,
the
yeah, the mayor does.
okay.
And then we'll set up the raises, whatever. So we'll try to get that done this month sometime, before the 1st. And so you're gonna, so we'll see about any people that we have to do
Friday's first deadline.
And
apply for the job.
do you have an update on,
No,
Which it is.
not yet.
you know who I'm talking about? Molly?
Oh, that was to be addressed next.
Oh,
Well, not really an update. Did you go down there yet? Or no? We're not going down there, but yes, the date was yesterday, according to the letter, for termination of lease, so she was to be vacated the process, her premises, but she is not yet, but we did find out she does have today or tomorrow off, today and tomorrow off. So that was going to allow her to be in there to help remove more items.
Or did
If you to allow her to do
Whatever
that,
got taken,
it
it
might
must have
help us in the end. But that is where we are.
I'd allow her to do it. so
I'd
she
allow
can
her to
figure
do
it out. So,
To
you
get
know,
more out.
Well, otherwise you're gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
Correct, so.
So,
I
I
hire
would take
somebody
to
or
tell
say
her.
Maybe we wanna ask her if
Call out.
we
You don't
extend a
wanna do
week
that.
or a few days.
You get
I
some big
mean,
deals.
let's get it out of there.
I'd say just see what happens the next couple days.
But don't you think we need to touch base with her?
I'll go
Yeah,
talk to
he
her
can-
tomorrow.
Okay,
Do it
because I
Friday,
feel
but-
if she knows it was yesterday, we need to at least do
Yes.
that, to be upfront.
Yeah.
I'll go talk to her tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, Kelly.
As far as her airport committee, which is not a whole lot happening, but there was a Primgar closing notice that was on the board. We've received notice of a proposed closure of a public use airport for Primgar, and there is a deadline for comments via email to the airspace specialist no later than June 24th. So this will go back up on the board out there. It's also at the post office if anyone has airport issues. And then I guess the rest of my part is the Dearborn Life Insurance Company received a notice today that they are not raising our rates and that our rates are guaranteed until September 1st, 2023. That is for life, AD&D, dependent life, and short-term disability, so yay for that.
Wow.
I know, right?
Do you believe that?
Yeah, nothing ever stays the same.
No.
Insurance not going up? What's the deal here?
Yeah.
This
the cat?
part.
Yeah, there's a cat here
Let's
somewhere.
see, well, room again.
You only get half of what you wanted.
Yes, and do not have any other updates for departments. So at this time, we would like to let our lone public person speak. You wanted to say
Well,
something?
I'd like to know what's going on about, supposedly I gotta get a permit to do my basement. And the last year, I've been told by Sandy and Whitney, I haven't had to have a permit.
We checked with the guy from the zoning committee, I think we talked to the girl, didn't we? And by rights, they should have never told you that. Because anytime you make an improvement to your house or your property, it goes on the tax roll.
It's existing basement.
Yes,
No,
but
you're making an improvement.
You're making an
Understand, you're
improvement.
making an improvement. You're putting a whole new basement under.
right, and so
And that's it.
that's what your assessor's gonna look at.
Yeah, that's what the assessor's gonna look at. So
So-
you made an improvement to your property.
Okay, so the last year, I've still been under the assumption I haven't had to pay nothing.
Correct.
Right. And so,
So I can say that. Well, I think I would recommend to the
Yeah.
council that he does not, because it was informed maybe incorrectly or whatever, previously, we do not make him go back and stop
No.
work or anything, but
right,
he has submitted a new one for the rest of your work you're planning to do.
Yeah.
right.
So, and he's willing to pay the fee for that and whatever, and so I feel like that would be fair enough at this point to balance out the two and not make him pay the fee for the one that
Yeah.
is already way underway.
Right. Yes.
I agree.
Would that be
It
an
was
acceptable?
It was too bad that it
I
came
know.
out
Would that be
both ways,
acceptable
but-
with you, that you don't have to pay a fee and we just
So-
get
Yeah, I'll gladly pay for when I do my garage.
Right,
Yeah.
so that would be like
Yeah.
$25, I think. And the other one we'll just put right on it, waive the fee.
Waive the
Well,
fees.
Because if you were told one thing, we are gonna, we'll back that up.
That's why I've been waiting and everything, and,
Yep,
yeah.
Yeah,
The fee for the cost of the
that's
building.
permit, right? that-
Correct.
yes, we'll waive the one for your basement and,
Yeah.
and sorry that that happened.
Yeah, didn't mean to
Yeah.
mess you up, but that's, glad we got it sorted out and hopefully that lets you keep
Yeah.
building and.
Yep.
Oh, I
Good
wasn't gonna
things to-
stop.
Well, you didn't have to, I know.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no.
that's been a while, so I
I
think.
guess we just
if anyone
maybe-
has any complaints with that or.
No.
No.
Well,
I guess maybe just for future, that you're just gonna have to tell them
Why
they,
don't we make a motion?
Yeah.
You want to?
I move that we give him the building permit at no cost for his basement.
I'll second.
sounds good.
was Jay and Jean. All right, so moved and seconded to allow the waiving of the initial basement permit fee. Any other further discussion or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Pass, motion passes, thank you. We will get you something official for that
Okay.
Yeah,
this week.
they'll make you a copy and show
Show
it.
that, yeah.
That's waived.
Thanks for
Okay.
hanging in there
Thanks
with
for
us.
coming in,
Yeah,
Mark.
thank you.
Now I can get the
And
money.
then the other one, you can pay that other one when you come in too, or whatever you wanna do it.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, any other open forums, discussions? No, okay.
I was just gonna say maybe, like, when people do come and get one there, just to let them know they will be there.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, we don't.
Well, you.
Well, now it's, yeah, now it's not on her either.
Right.
No, you guys, now she's just gonna call you guys and say, hey, come and.
Yeah, I have four.
Yes, we do have some built up, so, yeah.
That's good.
I'm gonna do
Well, then, let's put them on the agenda or someplace.
Yeah, no, I'll get
So that when the rest of us see it, we don't wonder, do they have a permit, don't they have a
Oh,
permit?
Yeah.
Okay, and then if somebody moves one from one property to another property, do they need a building permit?
They have
Like
a
a
moving
garage?
permit.
It's a
Yeah.
garage.
Like a shed?
They're moving, yes.
Yeah,
That's a building permit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
They need a moving permit.
They're probably coming in. They
Yes.
maybe already inquired about that.
always.
Somebody moved a shed and didn't get one?
But what
I
we
don't know.
talked about in the past, that any building permit that is applied for, whether it's approved or not approved,
We need to know.
that we should know that.
Yes.
the-
We used
Yes.
to, we used to all the time.
Because, yes, you said that, we have
And when I
never,
got back on, I said, why don't,
I know you asked me a couple
Where-
different times, and I think
where
we
they
brought
at?
it up, but it just has never,
So it could just be a list of
Yeah.
building
Yeah.
permits that are applied for.
maybe per month or
and,
something.
that are approved, if they're approved, and
You want something kind of like this then?
Yes, that would be
Yeah.
perfect.
That'd be easy enough just
Yep.
to say
Yes.
who, where,
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
Their name and the street and call her good.
and then you could put on there if it's approved, or pending.
Yeah, or.
Something
like that. Right.
Maybe at like, you know, each meeting if there is one, or at one of the meetings.
Well, I was gonna say, once a month maybe
Once a
would be
month,
enough,
yeah.
I don't know, unless you get a bunch of
It
them.
might just be easier to just keep up with them as,
Yeah.
As
Well,
they come in.
exactly.
Right,
yeah,
Kinda
it'd be
coming
easy
in,
enough
that's
just to
true.
do it
you
at the
got 3 of
beginning.
them for,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like you do with your, just like you do with your claims list. You'll just have a list of, and we get that in our packet each
Yep,
meeting.
right,
I can do that.
yeah, because that way we have some idea what's going on. I got something else I want to bring up, I don't know if there's anything more though that we got here that you got, Brenda, to go.
My list, no, I don't think so, you may go.
Jeannie and I, when we were at Ryan's the other night at the fire department, we brought up to him that we felt some of the problems, it's like we're doing their bills backwards. The bills come in here. He said he had things on what he got from his list, which was before he was the fire chief, that he didn't even know what the amounts, I mean, what they were for. And I don't know, Jeannie, if you found any of those when you were here?
Was talked to Whitney about that
Yep, I have the
Friday,
list, I'll
and she's
get that
got
to
the
him.
list.
Okay.
She was gonna look those up.
So, we talked to him and we said, instead of doing it this way, when you order something, they are going to have it, if it comes to the city and it says fire department, Whitney does not need to order it or open it. She can just let it lay, call them or send them an email, a text and say, you've got some mail. And do the same thing with the ambulance. And so that they look at their bills, okay the bill, and then bring it back to be paid.
In
And
case
then
something
they
is
get-
wrong, then they know.
Yes,
Yeah.
otherwise-
They have the, yeah.
You know, you guys don't know what that ordered, is it right, is it wrong? To me, we're doing it backwards that way.
Yep.
This way, they look at it, she doesn't have to mess with it, just let them know to come and get their mail. And it should be taken care of. Hopefully we get out of that mess.
Ryan, I visited with Ryan about this same situation a little bit, and he started a bookkeeping system with the fire department where he uses purchase orders. He's got a purchase order system where he'll use a purchase order, he'll get the invoice or the packing slip, whatever it is, and match it up to the purchase order and then pay that accordingly.
Okay.
So he's doing a good job of
Yes,
that.
he's got a lot of good
Yes.
ideas.
So
Yes.
A lot of good ideas.
we just need to let him do that
Take
part,
care
we
of it.
just need to get them their mail so they can,
Right.
Well,
their
they can
bookkeeping
handle their
correctly.
controlling that.
And that way there should be no, and they will know then on their line items, how close they're getting, that we don't have to say, I mean, that's why they got their budget.
Right.
Let them work with it. So,
Well, and the other thing is, it's just also a security thing. We've had, in our business anyway, jobbers come in or call in, and they'll use somebody's name to order a product that gets ordered and shipped to our business, and that should have never happened. That person's not authorized to do those purchases or anything like that. So it's a security thing too. And I think Ryan's got a good handle on
I
that.
think
I think he
it's,
does too.
I think he's got it figured out. And when I said something earlier a little bit to Laura, I think she's the one that does the envelopes.
She's a treasurer, yeah.
Yeah.
so she
She's
might
doing
be, yeah.
books for them.
Yep.
So to me, we can tell her because the, 1st of July, they got their budgets, the new budgets. And
I can let her know at work.
okay, you tell her, and tell her, yeah, that Whitney will let her know if any of the mail comes here and that
She'll just
they,
run up and get it.
when they have their meetings, they can okay the bill and bring it back to be paid and keep track of their stuff.
Yep,
So
I can do
if
that.
you do that, that's great. And we-
All right, any other discussion?
Yeah.
Yes?
The small building that's on the golf course property, that belongs to the city along the road.
I just asked him about
I don't know, we gave that to the golf course.
Oh, so the golf course on,
We gotta make them paint it.
The one on their side,
Yeah.
yeah, on
Yeah.
the north side of the highway,
It's
on,
that well we can't use because the water's not suitable for us.
okay, so that belongs to
So
them.
Yeah, we gave that to them a long time
that's what they
Okay,
use
yeah.
for
They
water.
need to
water.
paint it.
They need
They
to
use it
paint
for
it.
their,
We got our jamboree coming up, let's
Yeah.
get painted.
Freshen up the place.
Yeah.
I just
No, we
asked him
gave
about
that to
too.
them a long time
yeah,
ago.
it's,
That was
they've had a
before
long
me.
time.
Yeah.
They use it for their
For
water.
the water.
right?
Oh, sure they do.
Yeah.
They-
Where's that from?
Well, that would,
Right on 10 there, just.
Right on number three.
it's a municipal course, so we'd have a little bit of say in it.
I don't know who the chairman is, Nate, or is, I think Nate Stroop is.
Is he,
I
for the
wonder,
golf course?
I wonder.
There's a board, there's like
Maybe
Cody
I'll ask him.
Nelson's on the board, Nate Struve,
Yeah.
David Tipping, I
Carlson used to
think.
be, but I'm sure.
I don't
he's
think,
not.
No.
Carlson gave it up.
Yeah, he did.
But I don't think Hibbing is,
Oh.
I don't know. I know I've seen Stroop
Is
talking
there
to
somebody who wants to address that?
I will, I can. I golf out there, why
Okay.
not?
Thanks, Lexi.
Yeah.
See,
I'll get on them.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Some white paint out.
you tell them, get their paint cans out.
I'll say it
All
nicely.
right, any
Yeah,
other
right.
requests for painting or freshening up?
Yep. Sounds
The
good.
town spiffy for a couple
It,
weeks from now?
What's this
Some
dog
years-
show
some-
about?
Some years back, Marlo Evil painted all the corners yellow. Could we maybe have the summer help, or you guys, he got paint from Vogel on some kind of a deal where,
We
they,
had a whole bunch of yellow paint.
but that looked really nice, I think.
Yeah. Well, the one over there by Casey's, I swear all those trucks go right over it.
Yeah.
It doesn't last long.
No, that's it.
That's not going
Really,
to-
It's gonna, just like down the elevator, it's always.
We try to hit that curve.
Yeah, down by Mary's too. Oh, that's another thing too, is I've had a few complaints about, Mary, the truck parking on the north side of her place down there. And that's not, cause you can't see when you stop there. And I know that.
Where at?
Mary, White House.
White
White
House,
House.
big trucks there.
Yeah, they park trucks there, you can't see, you'd have to creep out in the road to.
There's no difference in this corner down there where that deer is.
Yeah.
That fake deer.
By the old.
Oh.
Sometimes I think that's a real deer. and
I love that thing, though, because.
I know, like, you know what I mean? But it's hard to see around that corner. It's hard to see up sometimes up here when people are parked on Main Street.
Well, you wouldn't be going on 50.
Yeah.
Don't say that name.
Breeze did over here.
She tries like she's going to a fire.
I do not.
She's Taylor.
You know what's the red dot?
Earmuffs. Yeah, watch that red dot.
I don't have a red dot no more. It's going bye-bye. I'm gonna get a different color.
Right.
It's a fire truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, any other discussion that needs to happen during the course of tonight's meeting, or shall we entertain a motion to?
We shall, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second.
Steve and Lexi, any other questions or discussions that have to be part of the record? Otherwise, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Agenda, even though I was confused, I like it.
Yeah, I know.
I was confused as well.
Well, you had it all down, but I thought,
We
okay.
can break it back apart. It's just, the idea is to, those are things you typically don't see.
It's something new when it's like,
Yeah, no, good idea.
Just to speed things up, is the idea. Alright. Thanks, guys. I went through a pretty powerful list of stuff there. Good job. We got a lot of stuff. If anybody wanted copies that wasn't in your report or something, let me know. We probably got it up here.
Yeah, because you ain't gonna see your stuff here.
Alright, so that's.
So Taylor just has to sign this and we can turn it in.
Yep, give me those couple things that I need,
Yeah, you got stuff on the
the
back.
driver's license, ATV, insurance,
Oh, that's.
first born children.
How many people
Okay, are we
actually
just
get
gonna do-
licenses from, is there,
16 this year,
How many?
16, 17.
We want to
Okay,
work
but
on
I
that
thought.
this time, too.
is it only, what is it, $15 a year?
$25 for the ATV, $25 per person.
Can we change that?
No, when we
Can we change that or
Yes,
no?
it's gonna be on the agenda, we're gonna finish the year.
Oh, I gotta wait.
Yeah.
Well, to get it cheaper, yes.
If you wanna get it cheaper.
Okay,
Well, so we're gonna wait
this is the
wait
thing,
a
I
year.
voted against that.
No, by the end of December.
I voted against them on the street because, and when Stammer was on there, and he wanted them on there, he goes, because we're gonna make a ton of money off of fines. Nobody's ever been, yeah, this is what he said, nobody's ever been fined, nobody's ever been fined, and I have kids ripping up and down my street every once in a while.
So are they supposed to have blinkers on them?
Blinkers, headlight,
They're supposed to have brake lights.
brake